Your parents probably told you money grows on trees. They lied. But here's something weirder. The thing we use as money today isn't actually money at all. It's just paper with promises printed on it. Real money, the kind that's worked for 5,000 years, is sitting in a vault right now. Bars of gold, silent, heavy, worth more than most houses. And the people who print the paper money you use, they're hoarding the metal like it's the last lifeboat on the Titanic. Let's figure out why. Imagine you're 5 years old on a playground. You want Sarah's sandwich. She wants your toy truck. You trade. Simple, fair, everyone's happy. Now imagine there are 50 kids and everyone wants to trade everything. Chaos. You need something everyone agrees has value. Not sandwiches, they rot. Not toys, they break. You need something rare that lasts. Ancient humans tried everything. Shells from the beach, too easy to find. Salt, dissolves in rain. Cows, they die. Then somebody picked up a shiny yellow rock and realized this doesn't rot, doesn't rust, doesn't break. You can split it into pieces. You can melt it and reshape it. And most importantly, there's not much of it. That rock was gold. Around 550 BC, a king named Croesus had a problem. People kept arguing about gold chunks. Is yours bigger than mine? Is it pure or mixed with junk? So he did something clever. He melted gold into identical coins and stamped his face on them. The king's guarantee. Same weight, same purity every time. Suddenly, trade got faster. No more weighing, no more arguing. You see the king's face, you know what it's worth. Unless you didn't trust the king, in which case he'd probably stab you. But that's another story. For the next 2,000 years, empires came and went. Rome, Byzantium, the Islamic caliphates. Different languages, different gods, same gold. Because gold had one rule that never changed. Nobody could make more of it by wishing. A king could declare himself divine. He couldn't declare rocks into gold. People tried. Alchemists spent lifetimes heating mercury and chanting spells. They all failed. Gold only came from mines, and mines ran out. That made gold the ultimate referee. You couldn't cheat. The vault was full or it wasn't. Math didn't care about your army. By the 1800s, most countries ran on the gold standard. If you held a dollar bill, you could walk into a bank and trade it for actual gold. The paper was just a receipt. The metal was the real thing. This created a problem for governments. Let's say you're a country and you want to build railroads or fight a war. You need money, but you only have so much gold. You can't just print more dollars without more gold to back them up. That would be lying. People would notice. They'd show up with your paper money and ask for the metal you promised. So governments had limits. Spend what you have or borrow it. The gold standard was like a parent saying no when you asked for another cookie. Then World War I happened. Governments needed to buy weapons, feed armies, blow things up on an industrial scale. They didn't have enough gold for that. So they did what broke people always do. They broke the rules. Britain suspended the gold standard in 1914. We'll pay you back later, we promise. Right now, we need to win a war. France did it. Germany did it. Everyone did it. They printed money without gold backing it and hoped nobody would notice until the war ended. The war ended. People noticed. Germany printed so much money that a loaf of bread cost 1 billion marks. People used cash as wallpaper because it was cheaper than buying actual wallpaper. Wheelbarrows full of bills to buy groceries. Life savings, worthless overnight. Other countries tried to go back on the gold standard at the old rates. Predictable disaster. You can't double your money and pretend nothing changed. The result was the Great Depression. Banks collapsed. Unemployment hit 25%. The system that worked for millennia suddenly felt like a trap.
In 1933, American President Franklin Roosevelt did something radical. He made it illegal for regular people to own gold. You had to turn in your coins and bars to the government. They paid you $20.67 per ounce. Then, once they had everyone's gold, they changed the price to $35 per ounce. Your gold was now worth 40% less than yesterday. Not because you did anything wrong, because the government said so. They took your wealth with a signature. After World War II, the winners met in New Hampshire and designed a new system. America had most of the gold, so they made everyone a deal. We'll back our dollars with gold at $35 per ounce. You back your currency with our dollars. It was a gold standard, with America as the middleman. Other countries didn't need to hold gold anymore. They could hold dollars instead. The dollar was as good as gold. America pinky promised. For 20 years, it worked. Then America started spending like someone else was paying. Vietnam War, massive social programs, deficits piling up. By the late 1960s, there were way more dollars floating around the world than there was gold in American vaults. France's president, Charles de Gaulle, did the math. He started sending warships to New York Harbor to trade dollars for the actual gold America promised. Other countries panicked and did the same. America was running out of metal. On August 15, 1971, President Richard Nixon went on TV and said, "We're closing the gold window. No more trading dollars for gold." The dollar is now backed by nothing except trust in the United States government. It was supposed to be temporary. 53 years later, we're still waiting. Since 1971, every major currency on Earth is what's called fiat money. Fiat means "let it be done" in Latin, meaning it's money because the government declares it's money. There's no gold behind it, no silver, no commodity, just a promise. And here's the weird part. It worked. The global economy exploded. Trade expanded. You can buy a phone made in China with money created by a computer in America. The system is more flexible. When there's a recession, governments can print money to fight it. When there's a crisis, they can inject cash into banks. But flexibility has a cost. In 1971, there were about $700 billion in existence. Today, there are over 21 trillion. That's 30 times more. Some of that is real growth. A lot of it is just numbers on screens. During COVID, the U.S. Federal Reserve printed $4 trillion in 18 months, created it out of thin air, and bought government bonds. When you print money, it doesn't make the country richer. It just makes each dollar worth less. Imagine you're back on that playground. There are 10 kids and 10 toy trucks. Each truck is worth one sandwich. Then someone shows up with a machine that makes trucks. Suddenly, there are 100 trucks. Each truck is now worth a tenth of a sandwich. That's inflation. Your rent doesn't go up because landlords are evil. It goes up because the dollars you pay rent with buy less than they used to. Gold, meanwhile, stayed the same. An ounce of gold in 1971 cost $35. Today, it costs around $2,000. That's not gold getting more valuable. That's dollars getting weaker. The metal didn't change. The promises did. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Central banks, the institutions that print money and tell you fiat currency is modern and efficient, have been buying gold like the world's ending. In 2023, they bought over 1,000 metric tons. China added 225 tons. Poland bought 130. Singapore, Turkey, India, all loading up. The Federal Reserve holds 8,133 tons of gold in its vaults, worth over $500 billion. They don't sell it. They don't lend it. They just keep it. Why? Because central bankers aren't stupid. They know that every fiat currency in history has eventually failed. The Roman denarius, the French assignat, the German Poppymark, every single one printed too much and collapsed. The average lifespan of a fiat currency is about 27 years. The dollar has been fiat for 53. Gold is the escape hatch. It doesn't pay interest, but it also can't be printed. It has no counterparty risk, no political risk. If the dollar loses its status as the world's reserve currency, gold will still be gold. It's the only asset every government on Earth agrees has value, even when they agree on nothing else. So, let me explain this like you're 5. Your government tells you to trust paper money. Meanwhile, that same government is quietly trading paper money for shiny rocks and locking them in a vault. They're telling you the paper is fine, while they hoard the metal. When someone tells you not to worry while they build themselves a bunker, you should probably ask questions. 5,000 years ago, an Egyptian pharaoh could bury gold in a tomb and trust it would still be there in the afterlife. In 2024, a central banker does the exact same thing. Different vault, same idea. The metal hasn't changed. The promises have. You can trust the paper, or you can ask yourself why the people printing the paper don't.